President Biden signed an executive order today. All the details in this video. Also, a stimulus package update and what went down today. And Chuck Schumer is going to be bringing a very important vote to the Senate tomorrow. All of those details in this video, plus a whole lot more. Let's get into it right away. But if you haven't done so yet, or if you happen to be new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video so I can keep you updated each and every day with all of this information that continues changing very, very rapidly. I know it's confusing out there, but don't worry, I'm doing all the research on your behalf so that you don't need to, and I distill it all down into these short videos. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it, and I just want to truly do whatever I possibly can to help everybody in this community, because it's a tough time out there. Let's be real, right? It is a tough time. All right, so anyway, subscribe down below, and let's get into this, and I hope this one helps you out. All right, so earlier today, President Biden was out, and he signed an executive order, which is actually interesting because he hasn't signed an executive order in quite a while, at least not that I know of about. But anyway, this one came out of left field, and this one is kind of interesting. It is going to be improving government services, mostly customer services, experiences and services across 17 different agencies. They're going to be fixing up about 36 different customer service experiences, even across Social Security, Medicare, the IRS, and a whole host of other government services. So this actually be pretty good. So they want to streamline the process for applying for Social Security benefits, as well as applying for Medicare benefits, and also for low-income individuals and families applying for other financial assistance. So this will streamline the process. Let's be real. How many of us have called the Social Security Administration or we've called the IRS only to sit on hold and listen to that awful music for like 6 hours? And then after a while we think, you know what? Forget about it. I've got better things to do than sit here on hold forever and listen to this mind-numbing music. You know what I mean? I know I've done that more than once in my life. In fact, I've done it quite a few times, and it is not a fun way to spend a day, right? So anyway, it should be shoring up and actually fixing up some of these experiences. So it's about time, right? This would actually be pretty nice. So according to the president, a lot of these service changes should be rolling out here over the next few months. Nice, right? So that'll actually be pretty nice here going forward. All right, so that executive order was signed earlier today, and it's a done deal, right? That's the cool thing about executive orders. We don't need to wait for Congress to do anything. It's just a done deal, right? Nice. That's what's cool about executive orders. If only the president would do an executive order for, I don't know, maybe something else that many people need right now. I don't know. Maybe let's just call it a stimulus check. But anyway, what do I know? I'm just a guy here on YouTube. All right, anyway, let's quickly get into the stimulus package update and talk about what went on today. All right, they're back at it. And remember, this is the week that we've been waiting for quite a while now, as Chuck Schumer is going to be bringing this to the floor according to all the sources and, of course, according to what Chuck Schumer has already indicated. Well, Joe Manchin and the president spoke today on the phone. I looked all over the place and I did not find too many details on what they actually spoke about. I'm not quite sure if it's been released quite yet, but I did not find a whole lot about their conversation. However, Joe Manchin has talked about his concerns about all of this massive inflation right now, especially with the latest inflation ratings that were just released on Friday. So he said it is alarming and he's very, very concerned about all of this inflation. So he also talked about the Cbo Score that was just announced a few days ago as well. Remember this one? This is the scoring out of the Congressional Budget Office. So basically what they do is they take the package and they run it through a bunch of calculations to figure out what is this package actually going to cost. Well, they came out about a month ago, I want to say, and say it's going to add $367 billion to the deficit. However, they said all of these programs will add over $3 trillion to the deficit over the next 10 years. And Joe Manchin is not having it with those numbers. He says that this is alarming and we need to look at the real numbers. He also went on to say that the CBO is a nonpartisan group and they're going to give us the numbers. Well, as you can imagine, the administration and even the press secretary and people like this, of course, they were not happy about this, saying, oh, these are just fake numbers. They just made up. And Joe Manchin's like, well, no, they're not made up because the CBO is a nonpartisan group running through all these numbers. So sorry, they're not made up. This is the real thing. So as you can see here, we have quite the differences between opinions and what is actually going on, but Joe Manchin is very much concerned about inflation right now with all of this, stimulus packages and everything going on. So again, we'll have to see what happens, but this package should still be coming to the floor this week, according to Chuck Schumer, unless for some reason he decides to hold off and decides to kick this thing out, maybe who knows what, a few weeks, maybe a month or two, we really don't know. But either way, he wants to have it passed no later than Friday of next week. So we're really coming down to it here, right? So as I get more information on the conversation between Joe Manchin and the president, of course, I will let you know on that. But let's be real. We have an idea of what that conversation is going to be. Pretty much the president just trying to persuade Joe Manchin into voting for the package. That's pretty much the whole premise behind the conversation, is to get Joe Manchin to vote on it because he is one of the critical votes that they need in order to get the package fully passed through the Senate. So that's why they want to talk, because Joe Manchin is still on the fence. We've known this for a while now, but I'll keep you posted again as we get more information on that. All right, let's quickly talk about the bill that Chuck Schumer will be bringing to the floor in the Senate tomorrow. And again, this is going to be a very important one. All right, so last week we talked about this, the debt ceiling. Remember that whole conversation, right? We've been talking about this for about almost 2 months now. Well, it's actually been longer than that. But last week they passed through the Senate and the House. They passed through the procedural votes to allow the Senate to move forward with just a majority vote, right? So just the 50 votes that they need plus the tie-breaking vote from the vice president. Well, the privileges were granted, and now tomorrow Chuck Schumer will be bringing the official bill to the floor in the Senate for a final vote on this to actually raise the debt ceiling with just partisan support. So just Democratic support to get this thing done. Now, this is a one-time exception that they've allowed for this to happen because basically Republicans have said, we don't want anything to do with raising the debt ceiling. We want it to be all Democrats. So they said, fine, we'll do it. Let's just do it. So that's how they're doing it this time. It's a one-time exception to get this done. So Chuck Schumer will be bringing that tomorrow. Here's what's interesting. We've talked about this many, many times, and they're doing literally exactly what we've called on. How many times do they wait until the very last minute to get something done? Let me just answer that for you. Every time. Pretty much every time. They wait until the very last minute to get something done. Well, according to Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary, she has told us that the Treasury would be fresh out of cash on, you called it, December 15th. Guess what tomorrow's date is? Yeah, December 14th. So they waited until the very last minute. Are any of us surprised here? No, we're not surprised one bit that until they waited until the very last day to get this bill done. It's not even done yet, but it needs to pass through the Senate tomorrow, which it sounds like it will be done, and then they're going to pass it on to the House, and the House has already indicated they will be getting this thing done rapidly as well. So again, I'll watch that for you, but it seems like it's pretty much a done deal. I don't think we have to worry about it, but I can give you a quick update on that tomorrow. Also, another quick note, Nancy Pelosi. Did everybody click away? Wait, do I hear crickets now? Anytime I drop that name, it seems like everybody just disappears. Funny. Anyway, Nancy Pelosi has apparently indicated, I saw this yesterday also, but Nancy Pelosi apparently has indicated she's going to stick around through the midterm elections of next year. So midterm elections in November of 2022. There was actually a lot of speculation going around that she was going to be retiring at the end of this year. So like 2.5 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, that she was going to be retiring. And again, we don't know fully, but it sounds like Nancy's going to hang around for another year or so. Shucks darn, right? No, I'm just kidding. It's just seriously. I don't know. I see a lot of mixed opinions in the comments section about Nancy. It's just, I don't know. You just have to throw that out there just because it's kind of funny. But either way, Nancy Pelosi apparently still wants to maintain Speaker of the House position and looks like she wants to hang around. So we'll see what happens late next year. But I believe she's going to be 82, or maybe she is already 82. Anyway, whether she is or is going to be, she's pretty much 82. So, yeah, she might want to hang it up here pretty soon. I don't know. Totally up to her call, but kind of interesting with everything going on. But anyway, these are the updates that I have for you as of right now. Again, another very busy day, and this week is going to be continuously very busy as the Senate is back in session, the House will be working, and there's a lot going on. especially when it comes to this stimulus package. This is their main focus between now and next Friday. Remember, the House is still in session through this Friday, and the Senate has extended their session through next Friday as well. So the House was actually supposed to take off last week to go on their long vacation, but they extended for another week here to hopefully get things done. Well, that's what they're thinking anyway. So we'll see. But if they need to come back next week for another vote on stuff, you better believe they're going to be coming back. So again, a lot of stuff up in the air right now. Nobody really knows the answer until Chuck Schumer brings it to the floor, and then we should get a lot more clarity on what is actually going to happen this week and probably next week. So anyway, I hope this update helps you out. I'm watching everything closely so that you don't need to. I'll be back later with another update, so make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss any updates going forward, as there's a lot going on, and as you can see, a lot of updates dropping each and every day. So thanks again for watching this. Subscribe down below. Share this video with your friends, family, and social media, or anybody else that you think may benefit from this information, and go back and check out some of the other nearly 2,000 videos right here on the channel. Enjoy. I'll catch you again later, and thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you.